Shalom. First and foremost, all praises go into Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors go into the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Peace, blessings, salutations also to the hopeful elect, tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, diligently laboring in his truth and all righteousness and sincerity. So, once again, back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and just have a few articles I want to jump into here that are pretty pressing, hot topics in the news. So, starting off here, it says hedge fund giant Elliott warns looming hyperinflation could lead to global societal collapse. And we know what time it is. We know what time it is for Babylon the Great. We know what time it is for this wicked world. That Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has something great prepared for this place, man, which is ultimately destruction. And part of that destruction is going to come by the way of massive hunger, violence, economic instability, which is going to bring Babylon the Great and the inhabitants thereof to their knees. And all these things are plagues, scourges, judgments from the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So we'll get into the article that says that, Salakia, says investors should not assume they have seen everything. That's executives at leading hedge fund firm Elliott Management Corp. Warning that the world is heading toward the worst financial crisis since World War II. Now, during World War II, or just prior to it, what was going on? The Great Depression. So they're saying that the coming financial collapse that's coming to America is going to be like the Great Depression and even worse, right? Also, what was going on during World War II, a lot of people were not working. The stock market crashed, all right? Violence was very high, okay? So we're going to see those same conditions return again in these current times. And Lord willing, I'll do a lesson titled 2023, the year of hell, which it is going to be hell on earth in 2023, man. Just you wait and see. All right, it says in a letter sent to investors and reportedly seen by the Financial Times, the Florida headquartered firm told clients that it believes the global economy is in an extremely challenging situation that could lead to hyperinflation. And we know ultimately that the elites, starting with Klaus Schwab, well, not starting with him, but he's the main proponent of it. He's the face that's pushing this vibration of the Great Reset, merging man with machine, the fourth industrial revolution. But even above him, which he's tied into them, the Rothschilds, the world elite bankers, the Gettys, DuPonts, Rockefellers, this is their agenda being passed down through the talking head of Noah Yuval Harari, as I mentioned before, Klaus Schwab and others that spew the same rhetoric. See, so this is all to collapse this current system and eventually set up this new world in which Satanism will be the standard. Satanism will be the number one religion upon the planet Earth, and they're grooming society right now to be on board with this. All right, this is why you see that they're moving this financial system into a digital surface in which everyone can be tracked. Every transaction that you make is going to be monitored by the powers that be. It's already being done, but people can still, really the difference is right now, you can withdraw cash from your account and they don't know what you're doing with your money. All they know is that, okay, he took out $1,000 out of his account. But as far as where you spend it at, they can't track cash like that. That's why they're trying to do away with cash and move everything onto this digital system, this digital board. And very soon, according to Revelation 13-16, which we continue to speak about because this thing is here and they're going to implement it very, very soon. Elon Musk said that he's going to have the Neuralink ready within 6 months. All right, which that's in early mid 2023. So we'll see what happens. But we know ultimately this is all to fulfill prophecy, right? That the Lord is bringing these things about for the inevitable, which is the NWO, and ultimately the revealing of the MOTB, which through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the prophets have already been telling you what the MOTB is. But it's just a matter of time before you actually see it manifest. All right. The economy is in an extremely challenging situation that could lead to hyperinflation. Elliott did not respond to Market Watch's request for comment. The firm, led by billionaire Paul Singer and Jonathan Pollock, told his clients that investors should not assume that they have seen everything, because they have been through the peaks and troughs of the 1987 crash, the dot-com boom and bust, the 2008 global financial crisis, and previous bear and bull markets. All right, so basically what they're saying is, hey, what you've seen before, this is nothing. The collapse that's coming is going to be nothing compared to what you've seen before. Because like they mentioned, all these other, crashes or whatever, or recessions that they've been through in the past, 1987, 2008, right? But in the beginning of the article, they were telling you that the recession, the collapse that's coming is going to be likened unto the Great Depression during World War II. So it's going to be far worse than anything that we've seen in recent times. Even on the news, you have them talking about the coming recession is going to be worse than what it was in the 70s, which the 70s was a very hard era, but they're saying it's going to be worse than that, possibly even worse than the Great Depression. So what are the conditions going to be that's going to come from that? Well, it tells you in the book of 2nd Ezra 15 that friends shall fight against one another like enemies. They're gonna, people are gonna go around spoiling each other's homes with the sword, with weapons to spoil their goods for the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So these are the times that we're coming into, and these worldly prognosticators on the left-hand side, they're letting you know that. Then you have us, the prophets, on the right-hand side telling you these things as well for the believers. So for when these things come upon the earth, there's going to be no excuse for nobody, man. You see, whether you believe in the scriptures or not, you're still not going to have an excuse. You're still not going to be able to escape that judgment when it comes. See? Because, the Most High is making it right now to where everyone is going to hear. All right, everyone is going to receive that message. See, so that, it's not going to be a gray area, man. All right, so let's move on to the next article here. Premature born babies. All right, it says the rate of babies born premature saw a concerning increase in 2021, report finds. And this is another fulfillment of biblical prophecy, which we'll get. You see, but you're having all these strange occurrences happen in these last days. Babies being born premature, all right, for the so-called white population. Their death rate has been exceeding their birth rate for the past 8 years consecutively. And not only that, but you also have the ongoing opioid epidemic that's going on, suicide rates, low infertility in men. All right, so much so now to the point where you even have Edomite women, which that's been the wave, but now it's especially so because these men, or the Edomite men, cannot produce. So you even have a lot of Edomite women looking to get with Jake, or even men of other nations that do not have that problem. All right, so it says here in this article, a baby is preterm if born before 37 weeks of gestational age. Preterm births can be caused by health conditions in the birthing parent and can lead to developmental complications in babies. Asian and Pacific Islander mothers saw the largest preterm birth increase. Black and Native mothers' preterm birth rates remain highest. Meanwhile, southeastern states and Puerto Rico saw some of the highest rates of preterm births. All right, so all these preterm births that you're seeing, man, it's not a coincidence. Preterm births last year reached their highest peak since 2007, with more than 383,000 born before 37 weeks of gestational age in the U.S., according to a new report. And let's get it. 2nd Ezra 6:21, and the children of a year old shall speak with their voices. The women with child shall bring forth untimely children. What's that? Premature born babies. Going back to the article, it says what? It says a baby of preterm is born 37 weeks of gestational age. So 37 weeks before the due date is supposed to come. All right, so the scriptures say what? The woman with child shall bring forth untimely children, okay, of 3 or 4 months old. Okay, so, of course, we know it takes 9 months, or it should, if it take 9 months, that's like the normal procedure for a baby to be born. Here in the scripture, they're saying that women are going to bring forth children that are only 3 or 4 months old, man. So that's significantly premature. That's significantly before the set time in which a child is supposed to come out of his mother's womb. And it says what? And they shall live and be raised up. So these, children that these women are going to bring forth, they're going to live and be raised up, man. Okay, so what you're seeing here is a fulfillment of biblical prophecy. And this is why, as the prophets, our foundation and our belief is so sure, because no one can tell us that the Bible is not real. Okay, no one can tell us that prophecy is not real, man. We see it happening every single day. And when we see these things, it makes our faith stronger because it confirms to us that what we believe is the truth. And that's the one thing that we always ask people, brothers, me, myself, especially, I always ask people that deal with different philosophies or different religions or whatever the case may be. I say, how do you know that your belief is the true belief? Then I ask, what separates the Bible from any other so-called religious text? And the answer is prophecy. Okay, that's how you know, because a man cannot predict something thousands of years before it happens accurately to a T. That's impossible. No man has ever done that. Only a divine almighty power that reveals his words and his secrets unto his servants has that power to show prophecy and predict the future. All right, man is not capable of that. All right, so yeah, man, you can't tell me that the Bible is not real, okay? Because we seeing these things happen in real time. All right, let's see what else is in here. Read that. Let's read a little bit of this. Preterm births can be caused by various health conditions in the birthing parent, like high blood pressure and diabetes, as well as stress, problems with the uterus or placenta, infection, or inflammation. Being born premature can lead to significant developmental complications, including undeveloped respiratory systems causing breathing problems and hearing, vision, and behavioral issues. All right. So, of course, when a baby is born premature, they're more likely to be of ill health, compared to a baby that's born that's more developed, So that's really what it is. But yeah, the Most High is showing these signs in the earth, man. See? So got change. Why digital cash needs to feel real. And once again, going back to the original article dealing with the hyperinflation, that's why they want to bring these CDBCs about, central bank Salakia digital currencies, man, because they're looking to do away with cash, and they're going to seek to make this digital form of payment seem just like cash, seem real. So getting into it, it says 5 years ago, central bank digital currencies were a curiosity. Now they're a fad. More than 40 economies are running pilots or are in the pre-trial developmental phase. In addition to the 11 already using them, with interest rates, rising interest, Salakia, previously unasked questions about these new age payment tools are starting to emerge. Some sound deceptively easy, but getting the answers right could be crucial. Start with one such simple query: physical representation. It was an issue that the Reserve Bank of India raised in October ahead of a retail e-rupee trial. And a rupee, that's the national currency of India. Trial that got underway this month. Simply put, there are two design choices. One is to specify a minimum value say 1/100th of a rupee, and allow tokens of any amount that can be composed without breaking the floor. And dealing with this CDBC, which we know eventually will lead into the MOTB, the mark of the beast, as is mentioned in Revelation 13-16, which we tell you is going to be the RFID microchip and the Neuralink brain chip that Elon Musk is working on. See, so the way it's going to work is that when they finally decide to do away with cash, I just did a show, and I brought out the article the other day that said that $18 trillion have gone missing from the world banking reserve. Just all of a sudden, it's just gone, right? So clearly, those that have eyes to see know that these devils are intentionally trying to crash this current monetary system to bring about the new one. All right. But when this new system is put in place, they're going to replace first they're going to go to the CDBC, right? First, they're going to have everybody move over onto that. Then that's when they're going to bring out the chip. Then, once it's ready and they're sure people will accept it, they're going to bring out the chip and say, hey, if you want to, continue with this bank, or you want to continue to keep your money, you need to transfer your dollars over into the CDBC. So this whole new financial environment that they're setting up is all digital. Okay, cash, physical money is going to no longer exist. All right, that's the motion that these devils are running with. And as it says in Revelation 13-16, he calls us all right? Because think about it, everything that you do in this society is tied to what? Buying and selling. If you want to buy a car, you need to have money to buy a car. If you want to eat, got to have money. You want to have a roof over your head, clothes on your back, you have to buy and sell. They're going to determine how you're going to buy and sell, and it has to be through the CDBC, which is all your information is going to be contained on that RFID microchip that they're going to put in your right hand or in your forehead, as it says in the scriptures. So these things, now that we're getting close to the end, are being made plain. All right. And hey, call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that we're able to see these things through the spirit, man, because these people out here in this world that do not believe in the scriptures, man, hey, this thing is going to hit them like a ton of bricks. All right. You may even have some of them people that might see it now, and they might be like, I don't agree with getting the chip inside of me. But guess what? When your ribs is touching, when your Adam's apple look like a sword, all right, when your kids is coming to you telling you that they hungry, guess what? You're going to reconsider. All right. And ultimately, that's where your faith in, the Lord comes in, which these people in this world do not have any faith, man. All right. They only trust in what they can see. So when they're hungry and they need means to take care of themselves, which they're no longer going to have, they're going to look to modern day Pharaoh, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Okay, that's what they're going to look to. All right, don't the scriptures say, woe to them to go down unto Egypt for help? How are they going to go to Egypt for help? They're going to look to modern day Pharaoh to give them a solution, which his solution is going to be the MOTB, the RFID. See? You see, this is what this is all for, to prep and set up this whole system to come about. And brothers have been reporting on this thing for a very long time. But once again, now that we're getting towards the end of prophecy, these things are starting to speak louder and louder the closer that we get to the end. All right. So if a consumer wants to pay someone $825.05 rupees, $10 US, by using the central bank digital currency, or CBDC, it will inform its bank, which will debit the person's saving balance and request the RBI to issue a coin for the exact amount. The token will duly pop up in the user's wallet after the RBI deducts $825.05 rupees from the requesting bank's account with it. And another way how they're going to cause people, how they're going to coerce you into getting the CDBC, is they're going to put incentives out there. Because we know that they're trying to move over to a credit system in which things that you do within the B system, they're going to credit you with, But one of the things that they're going to incentivize for you to go over to the CDBC and ultimately get the chip is they're going to say, hey, well, the banks crashed out. We can save your money for you, right? We can salvage your money, but it's going to have to be on this chip, right? And think about it. People that have millions of dollars, you know what I'm saying? People that have, large bank account, that's going to be very beneficial for them to take, because it's going to be like, okay, well, for me, it's pretty much a win-win. I don't lose my money. And then again, I can be part of the new wave. You know what I'm saying? That's how these people in this world are going to look at it, man. Then, another incentive that they've been talking about is converting your current currency, whatever it may be, the euro, the U.S. dollar, the sterling, pound sterling, right? You can transfer that current currency over onto CDBC dollars, right, for the central bank. So these devils are going to come up with all kind of ways to get people to trust them and willingly go over into their system. But a lot of people are not going to take this because they're going to see what's going on at the end. Then that's when the force is going to come in. That's when it's going to be like, all right, now we're not going to play the middle ground no more. It's either going to be you're going to take it or you're going to be without. Then that's when the real hour of temptation is going to come in, right? That's when you're really going to be tested and tempted by this devil. You see? So yeah, you got to see these things through the spirit, man, because all these things are being set up, you know? Did World Economic Forum call for slaughter of millions of pets to save climate? See, and these devils are prescribing death in the name of safety, right? We need to kill the animals because, killing the animals is going to save the planet. It's going to save the environment, which makes absolutely no sense. You need animals to maintain the environment. Just think about it if you killed all of the wolves, you know what I'm saying? Just think about it if you killed all of the predators that's out there in the wild, or if you killed all the cows or all the sheep and the cattle. Guess what? The earth would be run down because there would be an imbalance, okay? If you kill all the predators, then the prey animals, they're going to grow out of control and they're going to destroy all the vegetation and things of that nature. And if you kill all the prey animals, then the predators are going to run out of control. Okay, and they're going to, start eventually eating each other. Then they're going to come and start eating people. So when you put things out there like this, which according to Isaiah 10:1 is an unrighteous decree, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree and prescribe grievousness, man, roughly paraphrasing. All right, so this is a grievous decree that these devils have put out there. So they want to kill off the pets in order to save the planet, which they're responsible for destroying the planet. All right, when, before Edomite rulership, before Edomite hegemony, did the so-called Native Americans, did they have a pollution problem? Was there plastic floating around inside the ocean when the Native Americans were on this side of the earth before the white man came? Was there a hole inside the ozone layer? Was nature out of balance? Was the earth having problems yielding forth fruit? No, man. Those things didn't become a reality until the so-called white man came into power. And that's why Esau, Edom, right, which is would be known as the so-called white, self-proclaimed white, all right, they are the curse of the earth, man. Going back to Habakkuk 2:5, he is as death. Okay, everywhere this man goes, he brings death. And now he wants to kill, to slaughter millions of your pets to save the climate, right? So it says here, clickbait articles misrepresent actual reporting and scientific research on the concept of a carbon paw print as evidence of a directive or strategy that does not exist. In late November 2022, conspiracy websites began promoting unfounded claims that climate activists have advocated for the mass slaughter of cats and dogs to save the environment in late November 2022. A November 20th, 2022 story on the widely discredited website News Punch claimed that climate activists are now calling for millions of dogs worldwide to be slaughtered in an effort to reduce the carbon paw print they produce as a result of eating meat. And this is a fact because Klaus Schwab came out and they had a whole thing, and it's still ongoing, matter of fact, over there in the Netherlands, in which they wanted the farmers in the Netherlands to kill off their cattle because they said that they were producing too much carbon. All right, and this whole zero carbon future, this is all of the World Economic Forum and ultimately of the New Beast system. See, because what they want to do is they want to control what you eat and what you can't eat. They want to control your nutrition. Why do you think they have this impossible meat? Growing meat inside of a lab dish. The impossible burger. What kind of madness is that? You see, but this is what these devils want, man. See, they want to eat the real meat. Okay, but they want to give you the fake stuff, and they want to do it by killing off the animals. They want to cut off your source to the earth, man. Okay. So the people that are in charge of this current world, the Edomites are completely satanic and wicked, man. And this is ultimately why the Lord hates them. Okay, this is why the Lord has a righteous hatred or an indignation towards the Edomites. Okay, because they just cannot rest. Their main drive in life is to make life a living hell for the inhabitants of the earth. Okay, going back to Habakkuk 2:5, his desire is to create. Matter of fact, I don't even want to butcher it. Let's go to it. Slakia. Habakkuk 2:5, yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell. Who is this talking about? It's talking about Esau, Edom, man. He enlarges his desire as hell. His desire is to make earth a living hell for the inhabitants thereof. See? And is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations. Now we know that he does this in the way of Babylon the Great, right? Gathering all people together unto himself so that he can be king over everyone, so that he can be like the Most High, right? Now, what is America known as? The great melting pot, right? In which you can find all nations of people here in this land, which you can find that nowhere else in the world but America, all right? But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. See that? So now going back to the article, right? This is his desire, and all the things that he's doing within the earth, man. This is all a catalyst towards that. Okay, this man cannot rest unless he does some wickedness. All right, now let's go Proverbs 12:10. It says, a righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. You see, it says a righteous man regardeth the life of his beast. So a righteous man, he's going to say, well, you know what? My dog hasn't eaten. I need to feed my dog. Okay, my cat hasn't been cleaned in a while. Let me clean my cat or take her to the vet because she's sick. Right? That's what a righteous man is going to do. But what? But the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. So even the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel, man. All right, like for example, let's take it back to slavery, man. Let's say that you had an Israelite, working for, Esau. Saying he was out in the field, and Esau says, the quota for today is 500 pounds of cotton. If you don't pick 500 pounds of cotton, you're getting 40 lashes, right? A slave come up short, he picks 400 pounds of cotton. So the slave, Jake already know what time it is, man. Easy. Esau about to whoop him. But he begging, he like, master, please, I'll pick double tomorrow, right? And then Esau says, yeah, you know what? That sounds good to me. Instead of me giving you 50 lashes to 40, Salakia, I'm going to give you 39. You see, so even the tenderest mercies of the wicked are still cruel, man. You see, so his tender mercy, His tender mercy is telling you that in order for us to save the planet, in order for us to stop so-called global warming, in order for us to stop all of the earthquakes and then, the food insecurity, we need to kill the animals, which is completely cruel. You see, so the scriptures are on point, man. Even the tenderest of the wicked's mercies are cruel. This man cannot do good. And that's another scripture too. Let me find that. If he do us good, he do it unwillingly. Just give me 1 second. Unwillingly. You know what? It's cool. But as it is written, man, if he does good, then he does it unwillingly. Okay, so this man's main inclination is not to do something that's good. Okay, things that are good in his eyes are actually evil. Okay, because to him, he says that slaughtering millions of pets is a benefit unto the earth. But that's really evil and wicked, man, because what have the animals done? What have the animals done to just be killed cold blood like that? Esau's really the one that needs to be put down, man. You see? Because he's the problem. He's the reason why. He's the reason why the carbon usage in the earth is so high, which really that has nothing to do with it. That's just his narrative that he's putting out there. Really what it is the Most High bringing this man's kingdom to an end. But in order to justify himself, in order to take the blame away from himself, which, being the devil that he is, man, which devil just means, deceiver. But being the devil that he is, he wants to, deceive you into making everything else the problem except him. Oh, yeah, well, it's, the animals, it's black people, it's Hispanics, Native Americans, Putin, China, everybody else is the problem except Esau. You see that? And that's part of his witchcraft, man. That's part of his witchcraft to, make you seem as though you're the problem, when really he's the problem. But because, he has put himself up as basically God, you're not going to look at this man like that. That's why even, a lot of Israelites, when they hear us speak against the white man, they get offended because they've been trained to look at this man as some high and mighty figure, as if he's the, beacon of righteousness, which could be nothing further from the truth, man. Isaiah 32:7, the instruments also of the cherub are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. You see, so this man, okay, even the scriptures say that they whet their tongue like a sword in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. Okay, everything about this man is the sword, man. Okay, that's why it says he devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, and that's this man's deception. Okay, this man has a way with words, man, and that's why he's the devil, because he can speak in one way, but actually what he's saying, he's actually declaring war on you. He's actually saying something that is not to your benefit. Prime example. Oh yeah, well, in order for us to stop, rising sea levels, in order for us to bring carbon down, we need to kill the animals. Destroy the poor with lying words. Let's get into NLT. The smooth tricks of scoundrels are evil. They plot crooked schemes. They lie to convict the poor, even when the cause of the poor is just. All right. And that goes into us as well, man, because Esau wants to demonize us because our cause is just. Okay, our cause is to bring the earth back into a righteous state. This man's MO is to destroy the earth. Okay, Habakkuk 2:5, his desire is to enlarge himself as hell. Okay, that's what this man's MO is, but we're against that. Okay, but he wants to demonize the truth. He wants to take away free speech. He wants to say that anyone who speaks against him is the enemy. All right, even the animals, man. Okay, so everything under the vibration of this man, Esau Edom, is suffering. And notice how, and hey, man, this just shows you that this man is the devil, because every time, whenever brothers speak about the bad things that's going on within the earth, it always goes back to Esau. It always goes back to the so-called white man. Why is that? Because he's the source, okay? He's the source of the wickedness, man. He's the source of the suffering. You take the white man out of the equation, everything would be good. All right? The things that he pushed, man, being a homosexual, all right? Kids uh being a transgender, man, drag queens, RuPaul, um, uh, Balenciaga, man. You know what I'm saying? All these things go back to Esau. And ultimately, that's why the Most High must, remove this man out of the way. Because when you remove the wicked, wickedness ceases. Okay? When you remove the source of the wickedness, right? That's when the earth can be at peace. The only way that the earth will ever be at peace is once this man is taken down. That's the only way. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it right there. Hopefully this lesson was edifying through the Rakakadash. In closing, call Lord Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rakakadash. And until next time, Shalom to the elect, Kum Yasha Allah DTA, and a Bible Bar. Shalom.